to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah.
How long must they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. They got him, beloveds. They got him. And, you know, a couple of days ago, I actually did a show about the king of Zulu, the Zulu king's passing. And some of his nieces actually have reached out to me. And they're saying that there could have been some foul play in his transition. We definitely know that, you know, Magufuli, the great man. He knew they were coming for him, but he stood firm. And his legacy lives on because he's left us the first female president, although she seems really shaken by everything that's going on. But beloveds, I literally just said it's the end of an era. And some people have even written to me and asked me, do you think there's a connection between the falling of the Mugumo tree and, you know, the falling of Magufuli? But beloveds, why do we stand aside and let them just continue to assassinate our prophets? Why does this keep happening to Africa? It's because we're spiritually weak, beloveds. We've been so disconnected from ourselves that we don't have any real power. And we're gibbering and jibing and dancing and cooning. But it is a change of the guard. And it is an end of the season of the prophets, because it looks like the prophets, you know, they just got taken out. The people they came to assist couldn't help them out. A warrior generation is here, beloveds. They've just been sitting in the ranks, you know, sitting in the side, waiting in the side. They got him, beloveds. And there's an article I've released on Patreon. If you're interested, you should definitely check it out on how exactly they did it. I don't even know what to say. I've released a news article on Dr. Mumbi show, and that is going to be the last news article I do, beloveds. From now, we're just going spiritual, because our only way out is spiritual. The only way to win this war is by uniting spiritually. We don't have to all be united physically, but we have to be united here. And so many of our minds are fractured and scattered. And you see it just even in when I was checking out what Kenyans were saying. It's like people just don't get it, beloveds. People just don't get the games that are being played because they're too spiritually weak to even protect themselves from the pervasive and toxic thoughts, weaponized thoughts of the enemy. And with everything that happened in Kenya and the kind of negative vibes, let me say that a lot of, some people have written to me and said it was millennials, it wasn't all Kenyans, blah, blah, blah. But it really does show just how far we have fallen. And it shows that Babylon already has so many people, beloveds. The jab ain't it. You could already see how many people are wearing masks. How long, beloved, shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? And I reiterate the point I made a few days ago. It is the end of an era. There is a changing of the guard. And sugar just got real. Prepare yourselves, beloveds. Because the revolutionary spirit of the ancestors will not let this one slide. The war is already happening in earnest spiritually. We've already won spiritually. But physically, it's proving to be a bit harder. Because so many of our people are out of their minds. Literally. And don't even know it. So if you're strong, it's really about that time to get out of the cities. It's really about that time to find a rural village somewhere. And just stop. Even not a village, just a rural forest somewhere. And just start ordering your life. It's really time to buckle down. If you know you're here for the revolution, then the revolution has begun in earnest physically. I'm telling you, beloveds, this is a massive turning point. Massive. Massive. And the sad thing is, when the Mau Mau were fighting for their liberation, they almost had to kill as many of their own. In order to get that liberation. And one thing that we have not confronted or dared to talk about is just how much us black people hate one another. And you know why? It's because we're not all one homogeneous thing. Among us, there are those that sold us to the devil. There are those that sold our brothers and sisters to slavery. Among us. And you see, with all this thing of collapsing our kingdoms and creating these fake states, a state, Kenya is a state of mind, beloveds. Tanzania is a state of mind, beloveds. South Africa is a state of mind, beloveds. But by collapsing all our kingdoms and creating these fake states, there's some residue hatred there. Because we're all just mixed up and bunched up together. And we're not all the same. But there are chosen ones among us. The highest of the highest. And we're going to do this spiritually, beloveds. We need each and every one of you. I'm going to be teaching you and helping you to open and expand your mind as quickly as possible so that we can move into the next phase. The revolution is here, beloveds. The changing of the guard is here. We are now taking our rightful positions as the rulers of Zion, of Ethiopia, of Kemet, whatever you want to call it. We are here. But we must do what we must do, beloved. And we must stand firm. And like Magufuli, the example he set for us is even if you fear, even if you know they're coming for you, do it anyway. For the glory of the bloodline. He has saved millions and millions of lives. Watanzania tuko pamoja.